Did you know that who you are as a person and your identity has the biggest impact on your finances? Let's talk about it. I am so excited to dive into this video because this is literally what my whole business is about. If you're not familiar with who I am, hey, I'm Elise. I'm a financial educator and the owner of Queered Co., a financial literacy company. And my whole kind of take on financial literacy and financial education is a identity-based intersectional approach. So the really ironic thing that I see in a lot of traditional personal finance education and advice is that they literally forget the person. Like, it's called personal finance, but we're so caught up on the numbers and viewing finances in a vacuum. So a lot of times the advice is aimed at like, okay, save more money, pay off your debt, make more money, work harder, like those types of things that are all just about manipulating the numbers. But the thing is, if being good with money was as simple as manipulating the numbers and getting like the perfect budget and like making more money, then way more people would be good with money and way less people would be struggling financially. But we know that's not true. Like, there is a lot of people struggling financially, and even people that are making enough money to support themselves and pay their bills are still living paycheck to paycheck. And a lot of this has to do with the fact that we are not taking into account how our identity impacts and is interwoven with our finances, because our finances affect like every single aspect of our life. They affect how we show up to work. They affect what kind of jobs we apply for and how we negotiate. They affect our confidence in all of those things. They affect our home life, our relationships, our own self-worth. Like, it literally affects so much. And for some reason, we just like block that out and are like, I'm just going to make another budget this month and that'll be the key. If you're still confused kind of what I'm talking about, here are some aspects of your identity. So race, ethnicity, sexual orientation, religion, socioeconomic status, age, gender, sex, national origin, physical or psychological, mental or learning ability. That obviously includes being neurodivergent. And obviously all of these things are also intersecting with power and privilege at the same time. So there's way more aspects of your identity than this, but from this list, like, all of these things impact your finances. And some of these are more obvious than others. Like, we're all aware of the racial wealth gap. So, if you're white, you're going to make more money than if you're Latinx, if you're Black, if you're Indigenous. But then some of these are, less obvious. And I think like neurodivergence is a big one that I talk about a lot on my page. Having ADHD or being autistic is going to affect how you understand money, but also how you manage money. I think culture is a really interesting one as well. Like, a lot of cultures have the expectation that you will retire your parents. That's a big financial expectation that a lot of other cultures don't have. Some aspects of your identity will give you more privilege, which bring you closer to building wealth, whereas other aspects of your identity will subject you to systems of oppression or discrimination or barriers, which will make it harder for you to build wealth. And these aspects of your identity also impact the way that you understand money and your beliefs around money and your mindset around money. I think I'm going to have to do a part 2, but my biggest point is that it's really important to understand how your identity impacts your money and how you can work with that in your finance.